First at 4, it's a done deal. Will it be enough? Breaking in Washington, a $2 trillion stimulus bill headed to the president's desk. Who will be the first people to receive money from it? Also, it's the classroom cliffhanger that Michigan students, parents, and teachers are worried about. Governor Whitmer offering a hint about the rest of the school year. Hey, Ben.
Devin, great way to finish Friday. Plenty of sunshine and some decent temperatures, but that storm threat this weekend is looking a little bit stronger. We'll run down the timing for you right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. Good to have you with us. I'm Devin Skilly and Karen Drew working from home right now. First at 4, Congress has passed a $2 trillion stimulus bill after some last-minute drama. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, a snapshot of where things stand in Michigan. More than 3,600 cases of coronavirus have now been reported. The number of deaths is up more than 50%. From 60 yesterday to now 92 today. Wayne County is now requiring essential businesses to screen employees and do temperature checks before allowing them to stay at work. Oakland and Washtenaw counties have similar orders in place. And drive-through testing has now started at the State Fairgrounds in Detroit. Now to the breaking news from Capitol Hill. Some House members had to rush back to Washington this morning after one member of Congress threatened to delay the vote on the huge stimulus bill. Let's get to Kimberly, who's in the newsroom with more on, no doubt, a lot of people breathing a sigh of relief here, Kim.
Yeah, indeed. Good afternoon to you, Devin. Everyone agreed something needed to be done to help businesses, workers, and families slammed by COVID-19. But it took frantic negotiations all week to finally get it done. And here we are. The $2.2 trillion package was passed by a voice vote in the House this afternoon. Democratic and Republican leaders had to outmaneuver Republican Tom Massey of Kentucky, who tried to force a roll call vote. With many representatives scattered around the country, that could have forced a delay, but enough lawmakers came back to D.C. to pass the bill in under a minute. The bill will boost unemployment, help small businesses, and arrange loans for larger companies as well. Massey says he wanted lawmakers to take responsibility for their votes. Listen.
These people need to do their jobs. If they're telling people to drive a truck, if they're telling people to bag groceries and grow their food, then by golly, they can be in there and they can vote.
This is not a time for cynicism or invective or second guessing. This is a time to remember that we are citizens of the greatest nation on earth, that we have overcome every challenge we have faced, and we will overcome this one.
Now, the president has said he is ready to sign the bill. If you have direct deposit on file with the IRS, you could be among the first to receive about $1,200 if your income is $75,000 a year or less. That could take 3 weeks. Paper checks, though, could take longer. We will, of course, stay on top of it and keep you posted. We'll send it back to you, Devin.
All right, Kim, we'll see you back here at 5 o'clock. Optimism about the stimulus fueled a 3-day win streak for the markets. Interesting that on the day that it actually passes, stocks went lower today. The Dow, as you can see, losing a little more than 900 points on the day. It was down more than 600 points around the time the House voted and fell a little further than that by the market's close. Will Michigan students ever go back to school during the traditional school year? This one, anyway. Governor Whitmer has not made a final decision, but said this morning on WWJ Radio this.
I think anyone who's watching what is happening globally with this pandemic knows it's probably very unlikely they're going to get back in school before the end of the year. I haven't made that call yet because I want to make sure we've got a plan to meet the needs of our kids.
Whitmer's office tells Local 4 she should announce plans next week to make sure seniors graduate and no child is held back because of a lack of face-to-face instruction. But we will certainly keep you posted on the announcements as they come. Drive-through testing for the Tri-County area opened today at the State Fairgrounds in Detroit. Anyone from Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties can go for testing, but you do have to have a doctor's order to even get an appointment, so you cannot just show up. The site is going to be open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. We expect it'll be open through at least May 8th. The results should take about 4 days. We've posted more information about the test site at clickondetroit.com. Make your way there and should have everything you need to know. Now, we've heard repeatedly how important hand washing is to reduce our risk of catching the coronavirus. Well, you've probably noticed all that hand washing has probably left your skin feeling dry, chapped, even cracked, and we asked an expert for advice on offsetting the damage. Chapped skin is caused by the lack of moisture. As frequent hand washing removes our hands' protective oils, more moisture escapes. Dermatologists say it is safe to use a gentle soap for hand washing and use warm water instead of hot, which is more drying.
From what we know, it's the time, the temperature, and the friction that drives most of the eradication of the virus.
Applying hand cream can help too.
So there's a product called ceramides. That's the one I usually recommend. Ceramides, C-E-R-A-M-I-D-E, are available in a lot of different moisturizers. Those tend to be thinner creams, but they have a molecule that's a fatty derivative that really helps hydrate and moisturize your skin.
It's also helpful to apply good old petroleum jelly right before you go to bed each night.
At least once a day, put a thick coating on your hands, and that should give you some protection. If you're still having some cracking after that, you can use a little bit of over-the-counter hydrocortisone, and that can also help keep your hands intact. But unfortunately, a lot of us are going to have cracked hands over the next couple of months.
Yeah, experts say some people are just more susceptible to chapped skin because they naturally have a weaker protective barrier. Chapped hands also more common in people, as you might expect, with sensitive skin or chronic problems like eczema, and that's where using a gentle soap is especially important. All right, we've just got some breaking news into the newsroom. We have talked about the problems in the Detroit police force with coronavirus. Word has come now from the mayor's office that Chief James Craig has tested positive for coronavirus now. So now all the way up to the police chief, and this has caused a great strain, obviously, on the, so far the overall infection rate has caused quite a bit of strain on those that are on the streets patrolling every day. Now we've been getting updates from Chief Craig, but again, repeating, Chief James Craig, the Detroit police chief, has now tested positive for coronavirus. We wish him the very best in a speedy recovery, and more reaction to that news coming up here as we make our way through our afternoon and evening news block. Well, it's no secret that COVID-19 is changing how we do the 2020 census, but we still all need to be counted. So local governments are having to get rather creative to get people engaged. Paula Tutman shows us how Clinton Township has tweaked its plans for a big event.
This isn't exactly the event Macomb County Action had in mind.
The census is worth thousands of dollars to us here in Clinton Township, to Macomb County, and to Michigan.
It was supposed to be a series of big community picnics to get out the census responses.
I'm also trying to remind people to fill out the census.
But this drastically scaled down event approved by the health department is still meant to draw attention to the importance of answering the invitation to fill out that census. And while few people would consider heavily gloved, masked county workers conducting a drive-through picnic exciting,
we are asking everyone who's lined up if they've taken the census, and we are getting the most positive feedback. I am so amazed.
Those who did show up appreciated the extra effort to keep the idea of community alive.
I think that the community continues to need to do community events, even though we have to distance. Everybody's real respectful of the sanitary issues. Everybody's staying 5-6 feet away or more from each other.
As of today, the state of Michigan is above the national response rate of 28.1%, according to the U.S. Census. In Michigan, the Tri-County area leads the way. Wayne County, 30% of residents have already answered. Oakland County, 36%. Macomb County leads the way with a 38.5 response rate, with the cities of Warren and Sterling Heights tied for the most responses in the state of Michigan. Filling out the census survey remains critical, especially to those on the front lines, risking their own health to respond to, in some cases, double the calls. So if you think filling out the census isn't important to you, consider its importance to the guys who are coming for you if you get sick.
Well, you're doing your part and let us know, the numbers of your family members that are in your household. Really, strikes out good for us because, that's how the township affords everything that they're able to do on really a limited budget.
We've had a couple of people who have looked at me and said, look, we know it's important, we already filled it out, we're good, we're just here for the hot dog, and that's okay.
Drive-through picnic coming for the hot dogs. Listen, at this point, it is easy to do the census. You've probably already gotten the invitation to fill it out online, or you can fill it out on the phone. It is the law, by the way, and if you fill it out now, it keeps workers from having to knock on your door in the future to get that information, Devin.
Yeah, Paula, what a wrench being thrown into a really critical project. All right, more on that, obviously, as we continue to go through with our commitment to making sure the census works. But now let's move to some of the coronavirus stories that are making headlines around the world. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson Johnson resisted tough restrictions on coronavirus until last week, and now he has tested positive, though he says he is seeing only minor symptoms. Johnson released a message on Twitter.
I'm self-isolating, and that's entirely the right thing to do, but be in no doubt that I can continue, thanks to the wizardry of modern technology, to communicate with all my top team to lead the national fight back against coronavirus.
Right now, Johnson, the highest profile political leader to have contracted the virus. Next stop, though, let's move from the UK to Spain. Healthcare workers in Madrid say they fear their hospital system is about to collapse under the crush of coronavirus patients. Spain's budget minister says the country also needs more medical supplies. An ice rink has been converted into a morgue, as Spain has now recorded nearly 5,000 deaths due to the virus. Well, we've been dodging rain showers on and off all week, and today got a little bit of a break. What's ahead, though, for tonight? Let's check in with Ben, who's working at Ben's house. Ben.
Yeah, Devin, I see the sunshine out the window. It looks great now, but unfortunately, the weather is looking a little bit rougher as we get into the weekend. You can see on the satellite and radar right now the back end of our first round of rain that's going to start pushing in here, but that's not going to be until this evening. That stuff's going to be garden variety raindrops. Tomorrow is a different story. The entire area is now under a marginal risk for severe weather. Parts of the south zone slightly higher in the slight risk, although the worst weather is going to be across central Illinois, and we're going to be talking about that coming up. The bottom line for us here at home, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. is the biggest threat on Saturday night. We're looking for the potential for large hail and heavy rain, although some strong wind gusts can't be ruled out. And right now it looks like the greatest threat is going to be in the south zone, so we'll be talking more about the timing of these storms in just a few minutes. Devin?
All right, Ben, back to you soon. Still ahead, we are hearing about a new shopping trend. One item is red hot, another is not. We'll talk about what's happening at the nation's largest brick and mortar retailer. Also ahead, new information, new video, and what's the repair plan after this bridge collapse on Interstate 94. But up first, the top prosecutor in Macomb County facing a judge. The charges against Eric Smith and the bail he had to post next on First at 4.